Today we will be reading Dune Blood of the Saurdaukar, which I believe is a one-shot from the people who made this comic. So let's go. Arrakis, desert planet. The year is 10,191 AG, in the reign of Padishah Emperor Shaddam IV. Lucrative spice operations have recently been taken from House Harkonnen and granted to Duke Leto Atreides. That is about to change. Arrakeen. House Atreides. Capital on Arrakis. I am Colonel Bashar Jopati Colonna, but my name makes no difference. My identity is my uniform, and the Brotherhood of the Saurdaukar, the deadliest, most elite troopers in the Imperium. I hate wearing the disguise of the Harkonnen uniform, but the Emperor commands it. The fiction of this attack must be maintained. Bombardment of the slums and warehouses has begun. But with 2 legions of fighters and 10 full battalions, we will inflict much more destruction. We are ready for battle, Colonel Bashar. We carry projectile rifles and explosive launchers because the Harkonnens like to kill mass numbers of people from a distance. House Atreides' forces will have personal shields. Arrakeen civilians do not. But no matter the uniform, my men are Saurdaukar, and we also carry bladed weapons for more intimate combat. Move out. Atreides' defenses will be disrupted. Eliminate any resistance, but don't get distracted. Our objective is the Residency. Duke Leto Atreides will mount a significant defense. Atreides fighters into position. You can bet it's those damned attacking Harkonnens. Where are the house shields? Arrakis is supposed to be such a hellish place, but it does not compare to our training planet, Salusa Secundus. No threat, just civilians. Move on. Waste of time. Just another day. Discipline. We are Saurdaukar. The house shields are down, Colonel Bashar. The Baron's traitor did his work. Acknowledged. Move in. Harkonnens. It's Harkonnens. Personal shields on. This is all too familiar to me. Much the same thing happened to my family almost 40 years ago, because of House Atreides. Kill anyone necessary, but we have special orders regarding the Duke. The Baron will kill him. The Baron will want him himself, and he's likely to have him. But Emperor Shaddam gave me explicit orders that Duke Leto is to die cleanly and without torture. I'm to see it personally. Considering how much these houses hate each other, the Baron may have difficulty obeying those instructions. At one time, the Atreides Duke was the person I hated most in the Imperium because of what he did to my family. Now I'm not so sure. Planet Borges. Home of House Colonna. 39 years earlier. I was only 13. I lived a fine, comfortable life. My future was set, and I would become some regional administrator of a great house. My parents were wealthy nobles, the Count and Countess Colonna, with some influence in the Landsraad. I was the middle son of 5, with 2 older brothers, including the heir, and 2 younger brothers, Telso and Kem. Kaitane, imperial capital. It all changed when my father was trapped in a political quagmire on the floor of the Landsraad Hall. He clashed with Duke Paulus Atreides. I was too young to understand the legalities or the fine points. But newly modified laws had placed House Colonna at a disadvantage. I knew that such accusations were unlike Duke Atreides, which surprised the other Landsraad members. But he completely defeated my father in the debate. Of course, my father filed an appeal and waited for the slow judiciary to bring its way towards a decision. Voorhees. Once my father came back home from the imperial capital, no one expected the warships and the nighttime raid. My mother and oldest brother were standing on their observation balcony, gazing at the stars, the Countess Colonna in the air. They were killed instantly by what was supposedly a stray explosion. We didn't even know about them until much later. Armed troops, Atreides troops, swarmed through the city, through my home. Kem, Telso, I've got you, but we need to run. My sons, you're alive. We've got to evacuate. We can't fight an attack like this. Atreides troops. See the uniforms. Damn that Duke Paulus. We have to retreat into the hills. I've prepared a readout. Shelter, supplies. I made plans long ago. We can wait them out. Fight them on our terms. Only much later did I learn that those deadly troops were Saurdaukar in Atreides uniform. Unknown to me, my father had prepared for years, built survival tunnels, armored shelters. None of my life had prepared me for this. Fighting had been an amusing exercise, and politics were just a game. We will fight one day, but it will be a long struggle, and we are not yet ready for battle. Over the next month, the Atreides secured their hold on Voorhees. Duke Paulus administered my world in the name of Emperor Ilrud IX. We fought back where we could, whenever we found an opportunity. Through intermediaries, I filed complaints in the Landsraad court. Our resistance will gain strength, other nobles will be outraged. But in our hearts, we knew it was useless. Duke Paulus was the new planetary leader of Voorhees, but he rarely visited, preferring to stay on Caladan. It was as if he didn't want to be here. But our small band of rebels continued to harass and destroy whatever we could. At a certain point, Duke Paulus Atreides, or perhaps it was Emperor Elrond, decided it was enough. We've been betrayed. Fight. I had never seen fighters like that before. They wiped us out. We fully expected to die, but I intended to die protecting my little brothers. You've shown fine mettle, lads. Are you young enough to be trained into something better and strong enough to survive? Or will you foolishly throw away your lives on fruitless revenge? Come with me to Salusa Secundus. We'll make you into Saurdaukar, if you survive. Salusa Secundus, primary imperial prison complex. My brothers and I were sent to be raised, the last surviving members of a disgraced noble family. I'm sorry, my brothers and I were sent to be braised. We were left in the Salusa Imperial Prison, just as if we could survive. Only much later did I realize it was all a test. Kem, I guess we used them all up. When Colonel Bashar Horthan came to retrieve me and Telso, we thought we were being rescued. It's been 2 months. You both survived. In fact, our lives have become far worse. Time to go. You demonstrated that you might be worth saving. This planet was devastated in an atomic holocaust by a renegade house thousands of years ago. It is considered one of the worst planets in the Imperium. It is, therefore, a perfect training ground. Are you worthy of being Saurdaukar? Are you survivors? Put these garments on. You'll be turned loose in teams to see if you can survive the next little exercise. Good work, Tripati and Talso. Now take these knives and survive another 5 days. My brother and I survived the next year. We were hardened, undefeated, unrecognizable from the boys who had hidden in the hills of Borges with our father and his rebels. But Salusa Secundus was unforgiving. Stupid lizard. Poison. I was now the only remaining member of House Colonna. I blamed the hated Duke Paulus Atreides. Even my family name was buried under scars, blisters, and armor. Jopati Colonna, I give you a new uniform, a new identity. You are now one of us. The Saurdaukar had become my family. Arrakis, the Battle of Arrakeen. Trees should not exist on this desert planet. The cost in water, the effort. Duke Leto must have had some purpose in keeping them here, where the people could see them, all wasted now. But still, they fight to the death, and they will lose. It is a foregone conclusion. Harkonnen scum, you don't know who you're fighting. It is insulting to be considered a member of the vile House Harkonnen, but we cannot reveal the Emperor's involvement here. The Saurdaukar have their own code of honor. Seeing how easily the Atreides were surprised, I now realize a weakness I hadn't previously considered. Duke Leto's honor is legendary and made him a hero among the Landsraad, but clinging so rigidly to all honor also gave the Atreides a blind spot. The House shields are down. They never imagined they had a traitor so close in their own midst. He has drawn first blood. A Sardaukar should never have been wounded by a mere captain. For the Duke, I must be more shaken about this clash with House Atreides than I thought. Few other leaders would inspire such loyalty. I looked forward to fighting some of the legendary Atreides protectors, Gurney Halleck, Thufir Hawat, the Swordmaster Duncan Idaho. But the captain is my opponent now. And I must kill him, if only to get him out of my way. For the Duke, Duke Leto, son of Duke Paulus Atreides. Salusa Secundus, I survived years of deadly training. I proved myself. I rose in rank. I lived with my family, my brothers, the Saurdaukar. We were dispatched on multiple missions, intense infiltrations, deadly battles, in the cave cities of Ix, the streaming jungles of On Ikaz, the marshes of Bela Teguz, wherever the Emperor sent us. Jopati Colonna, because of your exemplary service, I am proud to award you the rank of lieutenant, and with it an elite new assignment. To the imperial capital world of Kaitane, to serve in a special detachment at the side of Padisha Emperor Shaddam IV. The assignment was more intimidating than the most dangerous survival exercises I had ever faced. After so many years of survival training and ruthless missions, I had become a stranger to civilization. Shaddam IV had taken the Golden Lion throne 8 years earlier, after the death of his brother, Elrond IX. The Saurdaukar serve the imperial throne without question, no matter who sits on it. We remain alert for threats at all time. Under any circumstance. Our very presence is enough to prevent any danger. Because of my assignment, I overheard many things. Yes, whatever you do, Hazimir, take care of this matter with the utmost discretion. And it was my duty not to hear. Shaddam was enamored with the Saurdaukar, and he enjoyed showing us off. To awe and intimidate the subjects of the Imperium. With all their machinations and schemes, the nobles of the Imperium were just as predatory as Seleucian reptiles. Each day had its own kind of drama and tension, but each day also had a certain sameness, and far too much time to remember. One day I received a surprise that even all my Saurdaukar training could not have prepared me for. Duke Leto Atreides from Caladan. Greetings, sire cousin. Duke Leto Atreides. Thank you for seeing me, sire. This is my bodyguard, Duncan Idaho, who will soon depart for Gynaz to become a swordmaster. A bodyguard, not yet a swordmaster. He does not pose a threat to me. It's been some time since I had personal business on Kaitain. What other schemes do the Atreides have? What other holdings does he want to seize? What other families will he destroy? That is a good sign, cousin. It means your rule is smooth, so you don't need to come running here with problems. I wish other members of the Landsraad were as easy to rule. Because I am not desperate to increase my power and influence of House Atreides, I am content with my holding of Caladan. An Atreides? Not ambitious? Content with Caladan? Ah, but you have more holdings than just Caladan. You administer the planet Voorhees as well. I receive your regular tithes and taxes from the Voorhees without fail. I could kill him now, launch myself upon this Atreides. I could destroy Duncan Idaho, snack the dupe's neck, thrust my dagger through his heart. Yes, Voorhees. Previously, the planet was capably administered by House Colonna, but my father assumed control of the holding 12 years ago, in a matter that always puzzled me. I've already presented a motion in the Landsraad. They find it unorthodox, but perfectly legal. I deliver this copy to you as a courtesy, sire. What is this matter you consider so important and unorthodox? I've been Duke for 10 years, since the death of my father in the Bull Ring. I recently uncovered compelling information that our administration of Voorhees is not legitimate. What is this? My father's conquest of House Colonna was so unlike him. Whenever I asked him about it, he said it was a stain that could not be washed away. What nonsense is this? Voorhees was granted to House Atreides by right of conquest. House Colonna was suspected of grave crimes against the Imperium. In studying my father's records, I discovered that the entire operation was not, in fact, instigated by Duke Paulus. It was part of a scheme by your predecessor, Elrond IX. House Atreides was somehow coerced into attacking Voorhees and overthrowing House Colonna. Emperor Elrond was behind the plan for reasons of his own. I know you had no great love for your father, sire. In light of this corruption, I came here to rectify the matter of House Colonna. Rectify? How? What is this Atreides Duke doing? I already presented details of this unconscionable plot to the Landsraad Council. Although House Colonna was mostly wiped out, there are still extended family members who can claim to be legitimate heirs. I will return all assets to their care. House Atreides relinquishes all claim to Voorhees. This is the honorable thing to do. Without honor, House Atreides is like a guild ship without a navigator. A plot from Emperor Elrond? I do not understand you, Duke Leto Atreides. Go, you are dismissed. If this motion has already been filed in the Landsraad, then even the Emperor cannot stop it. A masterstroke. Perhaps this Duke Leto Atreides is not what I expected after all. Arrakis, the Battle of Arrakeen. Now I must crush him for the Baron Harkonnen and the Emperor. For Duke Leto and his lady and his son. I hear what will happen if the Harkonnens get to them first. The Atreides are indeed fierce fighters, and they would likely have been victorious, but not against Saurdaukar. For the Duke. I myself killed 12 of them. Baron Harkonnen will claim the victory as his own. No one will ever know the Saurdaukar were involved. The Atreides never had a chance. It is not hard to spot the real Harkonnen soldiers, rather than those of us who just wear the uniform. Win your victory and follow orders. You are not animals. These are spoils of war. Colonel Bashar, unverified reports that the Duke's woman and son may be aboard the Baron's command ship. It is also possible the Duke himself may have been taken there. Remind the Baron that the Emperor gave very specific orders about Duke Leto Atreides. They're still fighting down in the landing area. That man won't last long. Duncan Idaho, Duke Leto's swordmaster. Spot him. Don't let him escape. I have my orders. I cannot do anything to help the Duke. Cannot repay the debt he doesn't even know about. But perhaps I can do one thing, one small thing. Colonel Bashar, you missed. How could you have missed? I need to see Baron Harkonnen. One more thing I can try to do for Duke Leto. By the Emperor's orders, I must assure that he has a clean, painless, honorable death. For the Saurdaukar, the honor is in the blood, not in the uniform. The end.